Manchester United versus West Ham United, February 1985, FA Cup 6th round. This was one of the most talked about clashes between two of the toughest sets of fans in football. It became famous after some of the action was caught on video, later released as the film Hooligan. If you're interested, you can still buy it and watch the full thing. Around 5,000 West Ham fans made the trip, including nearly 800 from the ICF, their well-known firm. What followed was a day full of violence and chaos. Today, we're sharing two sides of the story. First up is Tim, a member of the West Ham ICF. We've always had it in for Manchester United, especially their Cockney Reds, people from London who support United. We arrived in Manchester, and things kicked off right away near Piccadilly Station. Chris Harris had his nose broken by a United lad called Sammy the Engine. Still, we got the better of that scrap and made them back off. The police tried to get us onto buses, but we weren't interested. Instead, around 500 of us started walking the 3 miles to Old Trafford. On the way, United fans tried to ambush us, something they were known for. But it didn't work this time. We stuck together and stood our ground. If you watch Hooligan, you'll see how we were outnumbered, but still managed to hold our own. Once inside the ground, we joined the other West Ham fans behind the goal. If you watch the match on YouTube, you'll see how many of us there were. Trouble broke out in the seats above the scoreboard end and even in the scoreboard itself during the match. But things really exploded after the final whistle. About 200 of us left a bit early and went into the Paddock, where United fans were standing. We sent them running, which got a big cheer from the Hammers still in the stands. Outside the stadium, we were met by a massive crowd of United fans, and a huge fight broke out. The police didn't know how to handle it as both sets of fans clashed. Still, no one ran. We held firm. Eventually, police backup arrived with batons and horses and came straight at us. United fans didn't fight. They just stood by, cheering on the police. The police pushed them back and began marching us back to the station. On the way, we even had to deal with a group of Man City fans who had a go at one of our smaller groups. The walk back was full of tension. Us on one side of the road, them on the other. In Hooligan, you can hear one of our top boys, Brian, shouting, "Come on, we're West Ham. We used to walk through this lot with just 40 of us." Might have been a bit much, but it kept us moving. There were fights all along the way. When we got to Piccadilly, Bill Gardner told us his group had faced the same kind of thing and fought off the United lads too. So all in all, we went into their backyard and made a big statement. They didn't really do much apart from shout and hide behind the police. A great day and a great result for the ICF, and it was all caught on film. Next is Tony, a longtime Manchester United supporter. We were known for being strong at home and away. When we heard West Ham were bringing 5,000 fans, we knew it was going to be a lively day. We waited for their first train to arrive and charged them as soon as they got off. It worked at first. We split their group up. But later we found out the main ICF firm was drinking at the Bull's Head pub on Chester Road, which is a bit away from the stadium. They came early, which was odd. We tried to get to them, but the police stopped us and started walking them to Old Trafford. Bill Gardner was there, acting confident as always while staying safe in his crowd. You could see they were nervous. Their walk was filmed in Hooligan. You can see they're being attacked at every turn, but the police kept us away. When they got to the stadium, they met up with other West Ham fans, and to be fair, they didn't back off inside. They had a lot of fans behind the goal, so we couldn't do much during the match. But near the end, the ICF left early and tried to surprise the United fans in the Paddock. They claim it was a success, but we chased them out. Bill Gardner says otherwise, of course. I think they left early because they were scared of the huge number of United waiting outside. They say it was to catch stragglers, up to you to decide. But the plan didn't work. Some of our lads caught up with them near the bridge by the stadium, and that's where they got battered. They were panicking. Most of them ran, and the rest just stood frozen. The police saved them. Watch Hooligan, you'll see it yourself. If that's the famous ICF, then they were well off the mark that day. In my view, United won that day. I was disappointed in the ICF. I think they're not as tough as people make out. Big thanks to both Tim and Tony for sharing their sides of the story. It was clearly a day full of clashes, with both sides believing they came out on top. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true football stories.